And as we've been saying, we're reminding you to keep and stay weather aware all day long as Debbie continues to bring heavy rain and flash flooding. And Chris, we saw the shot of Uptown at the beginning of this newscast, and it's just going to be like this for most of the day.
Yeah, Nick, if there were ever to be a weather-aware day, it's definitely today. Check out what we've seen so far. Charlotte, over 3 inches of rain. Not only is this the first day that we've had over 3 inches of rain in a 24-hour period since 2020, this is also the wettest day of the year. The previous wettest was back in January 9th, where we had 2.53 inches of rain. Now, the wettest ever August day in Charlotte history was actually from Tropical Storm Faye back in 2008. I don't think we're going to get over 5. We're going to get pretty close, over 4 for sure. So this, by day's end, is going to be in the top 5 at least for wettest August on record. Flash flood warnings are all across the area. Pretty much the entirety of our viewing area under a flash flood warning. The only exception will be the foothills and the mountains. So from Hickory off towards the northwest, you haven't been dealing with as much rain. But rain's also shifting more west of I-77 compared to the eastern side that saw most of the flooding earlier on. So this is kind of the final hurrah for the heaviest rain of the day. I'm not saying that we're not going to see another 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches for some places, but we're starting to see at least a little bit of a break. Good news here. You can see a few breaks here around Cabarrus County, especially for our eastern viewing area over in Anson and Richmond County. So this is that dry air that's starting to be injected into this. And now the Debbie officially is overland. It's cutting off its moisture transport throughout the day. It's going to unravel. It's going to weaken, and then that wind field's going to plop out. So that means the winds are going to get a little bit lighter and the rain is less intense. So here's noon. You're starting to see that dry slot really starting to take over. Still circulating on the western side of I-77. The I-77 corridor still going to see on and off heavy rain. Once you get to about 3 to 6 o'clock, we're really starting to spread things out. Things get a little bit better. You can actually see the rotation of Debbie. At this point, it's directly over us, but the winds are getting a little bit lighter, still gusts over 30 miles per hour at that point. And then heading into the evening, this is a little bit more centralized over Interstate 40. And areas off towards the south only dealing with just a very damp mess behind this. So how much more rain can we expect from what's already fallen? I think you can see up to about another inch. Now, this is in general rain ranges. I think areas off towards the north and west of I-77 still could see up to about 2+, depending, kind of catching up to what our eastern zone saw. And then high temperatures only in the mid-70s today. But this camera shot that you're seeing here in Concord, that's also the other caveat, where we have a wind advisory that goes until 3 o'clock across the greater Charlotte area. Once Debbie gets a little bit closer to us, winds are actually going to get a little bit lighter, believe it or not. I think we already hit our peak wind for the day. We had a gust of 47 miles per hour earlier on around Charlotte, 46 in Gastonia. We're expecting wind gusts to still get up to about 30 or so over the next few hours. Once you get to about 7 o'clock heading into the evening, still an occasional gust up to 30, but they are getting a little bit weaker. And then tomorrow we'll have a nice moderate breeze on the back end of this system. So our Guy Roofing 7-day forecast, one of these days don't belong with the rest. Mid-70s and just a deluge of rain today. Tomorrow we'll have a chance for maybe an isolated thunderstorm, but all in all, mid to the upper 80s and much better days than what we have today going forward.